Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 5 different ways you can start to be more decisive at work. If you're facing bigger responsibilities with more important decisions on your plate, then this video is for you. Also, this year I'm sharing 12 leadership metrics that will help you succeed in your career. This is pretty much a full framework for how to develop your skills to build your career. This month we're talking about effective decision making at work. You can catch up on all the videos in the playlists on my YouTube channel. Everything is linked below in the description. Make sure to check it out. Real quick, if you enjoy this content and want to learn more about how to make power moves in your career, make sure to follow my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, set clear goals that move you forward. Let's unpack this. It's easy for me to say, hey, if you want to be more decisive, then you need to have clear goals. Clear goals means you know what you want. There is a habit you can break that will help you do this. It's about the negative impact. We are clear when we talk about what we don't want. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I'm not comfortable with that. Because anything that's uncomfortable or painful is easy to identify and something we want to move away from. We actually need to build the habit of speaking up for what we do want. And with coaching, the first thing I ask my clients is, what do you want? And many times they don't know what they want. Think about it. Think about the way you've been making decisions just today. How many times did you move towards something you wanted versus moving away from something you didn't want? Pay attention to it. In order to be better at making decisions with confidence, you'll need to figure out a balance between moving towards and moving away. Remember, you want to move towards and move away at the same time. That means when you add something over here, you're letting go of something over here. If you don't, you end up overwhelmed in one direction, which can cause you to become indecisive. Once you clear up the difference between moving towards certain things and moving away from others, then you want to create goals around the things you move towards. Why? Well, because moving towards gives you a path forward. Moving away allows you to leave something behind, and that's not a goal. Clear up where you actually want to go and then set your goals for that direction. Number 2, prioritize tasks to reduce overwhelm. If you're overwhelmed and you're having a hard time making decisions because there's just too much going on or too much on your plate, then do this. Take 1 hour to go through the items that are at the top of your list. Now, that might be 10 or 20 items, and that's okay. Then separate them into 3 categories. I'm going to call them easy, intermediate, and complex, but you can give your categories any name you like. Stupid, annoying, unbelievable that I have to deal with this. Have fun with it. Now, you have them prioritized and labeled according to how much effort it will take to work on them. And guess what happened in the meantime? You actually made some decisions on how to prioritize your tasks. #win. Once you have everything broken down into your 3 lists, move into using the priority boxing method from the Eisenhower matrix. Here it is, and here's why this works. Once you have your 3 lists, ask yourself how many really belong in that green box. There will likely be far fewer than you initially thought. You now have a list of priorities, and you know which ones are the true priorities and which ones might be priorities for other reasons than urgency. And that's just creating more clarity for you. Number 3, limit your options to create clarity. Remember, in order to be more decisive, you need to narrow down the number of options you have available to you. To do that, ask yourself yes/no questions, with the answers being yes, no, or even maybe. This works for simple stuff. This works for overwhelming stuff. And this works for complicated stuff. Here's how. I'm going to give you 5 questions you can ask yourself when it comes to making clear decisions on tasks that are in front of you. Do I have to deal with this today or even this week? Do I need input from others to get to the next level? Do I need to run it past someone before I take action, like your boss? Is this really my responsibility, or did I offer to take more on? That's a really important question. Can I delegate this? You can use these 5 questions, or you can come up with your own 5 questions, but they have to be yes or no questions. Your answers should be rapid fire, and they should help you move forward with how to handle what's on your plate. The next questions you want to ask yourself are the W questions: who, what, when, where, and why. The answers to these questions are always statements that foster action. Who is responsible? I am. What are the next steps? Reach out to the project coordinator. When is this due? By Friday. Where will this put me in terms of progress? Actually, ahead by a little. Why is it necessary to do this step next? Well, this is a foundational element for the project and it's necessary. Terrific. Now, these answers aren't just for you. Because you have to deal with other people on a regular basis at work, you now have the supporting thought process that went into the decisions and the forward movement that brought you to this point. If anyone has questions about why you're reaching out, well, you have answers. This is all about clarity. Number 4, accept imperfection to allow for momentum. Understand that not every decision will be perfect. Embrace the idea of learning from your decisions, whether they lead to success or failure. Don't be a perfectionist. Here's the thing. As you progress in your career, you'll need to make peace with making decisions that aren't perfect. The higher up you get, many times, there's no easy answer. That means your decision making will focus less on finding the perfect solution and more towards finding the best solution for the moment. And let's talk about perfection for a minute. I was just reading an article about what perfection really looks like. Yeah, there are those people who want everything precisely perfect before it goes out, and that causes crazy delays, and it's an indication of controlling behavior. But there's another type of perfectionism, the person who always finds fault with the end result. Hey, congratulations on getting this big project over the finish line. Thanks, but it would have been better if, any number of piddly small complaints. Remember this, being self-effacing isn't being humble, it's self-sabotage. Take the win. Save your piddly small complaints for a lessons learned meeting where you can point out the stuff that could have gone better, but it's also contained in a specific meeting where you can talk about it and then move forward. Always look at your accomplishments as momentum for your career. How are you building your career? Try to separate your career accomplishments from who you are as a person. With the work I do, I spend a lot of time talking to people who understand that they did good work, but also cannot believe that they actually accomplished it. Understand who you are as a person and understand who you are as a professional. As a professional, you get to be confident and a decisive person. And that's okay. It really is. Number 5, trust your instinct. Trust your gut feelings and intuition. Often your first instinct is based on your experience and your knowledge, and this is a good reminder. But are you going to get it right every time? No. I have plenty of conversations with clients who tell me, well, it was against my better judgment, but we did it anyway. Okay, did it work? It did not. Well, okay then. What you're doing is starting to understand when to push back with a strong feeling, substantiate that with your previous knowledge and experience, and make your case the best you can. There are other people involved who may make other decisions, but what you're learning is where your instinct works for you and where you still have room to grow. This is about finding your voice. You can be a very decisive person who gets it right 90% of the time. If that's the case, do you also feel empowered to speak up? Do you feel that you're in a team of people who value your contributions? Have you had experiences where people downplayed your input only for you to be right? How did that go? All of these experiences matter in how much you have the confidence to speak your truth and believe that others will listen to you and take your advice seriously. So the second half of trusting your instincts is being able to communicate them in a productive way that helps others feel like they're collaborating with you and that you're contributing in a way that will help the project and the team succeed. Which I know sounds like, how can I make myself more pleasing so others won't be threatened by my knowledge? And yeah, maybe it is. Effective decision-making is part of a bigger objective for you in your career development. It's about being strategic, understanding your role and where you want to go, and then making sure you succeed without necessarily making sure someone else fails in the process. That last one is hard. Some people make it really difficult to take the high road, but if you can reduce or eliminate the amount of time it happens, you will build a very wide path to success for yourself. All right, so that's it for my video on how to make decisions at work that have impact. If you have examples of how you've handled difficult decision-making at work, feel free to share them in the comments below. I would love to hear about them. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, Please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. If you'd like to learn more about how to manage projects at work, feel free to check out my video on dealing with ambiguity at work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.